and welcome to my kitchen for the day. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Padscicle, which is basically like a pad with some goodies on it that helps to soothe it and heal it and make your vagina feel all nice and good after you've had a baby. But before I do that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, and then gather your supplies because we are going to make Padscicles today. Let's get started. Welcome to my kitchen. Oh, it's so echoey because it's just so vast and I'm hot and nervous. By the way, this is not actually my kitchen. I'm just using it for this video. I don't know where the name Padscicle came from, but basically it makes me think of a popsicle. So a popsicle is nice and cold and it soothes you, which I think is the idea for what we're gonna do with your vagina postpartum. So this is something that you can make prepartum or before you have your baby when you're still pregnant in preparation for when you actually have the baby. But first of all, what do you need? What are the supplies that you need? And I have a lot of supplies here, so you really don't need all of this. I just wanted to give you some variations and we're gonna talk through your different options for making the right Padscicle for you and your vagina. You're gonna need some sort of pad, and there are different types of pads. I'm not gonna lie, when I was just in Target, I was like, whoa, it's been a really long time since I bought a pad. So go to the pad aisle and find the pad that works for you. Now, the key is that you don't want the little thin ones because you're gonna be bleeding pretty heavily, especially at first. And then it's better to have a pad that actually absorbs the blood that's coming out rather than like a thin one that fills up way too quickly and then it's still even cold on your vagina and then you have to switch it out. So I got the Maxi Overnights, and these are from Target. They're just Target brand. I think they were $4.99 for 33 pads, which is good. You do want the wings because especially with that much blood loss, you may spill over. So make sure your panties are old and you don't mind getting them dirty, or they're like postpartum panties, or they're ones that are gonna fit you at about 7 months pregnant because you're still gonna have a little belly. So these are the cheap ones. This is just like a basic pad, but I got the overnight ones because we want them to be big enough. And then I got, these are L brand, I guess, chlorine-free, ultra-thin pads. No synthetic pesticides, dyes, or fragrances. You do want the pads to be fragrance-free. If they have any additives, like I saw ones today that had like lavender and other good things in them, and you really want them to be just straight up pad, not anything else on them. By women, for women, which I like, and it was 42 pads. I think it was $6.99, and this one doesn't have any of the extra stuff in it. So if you're thinking about really soothing your vagina and giving it the right ingredients on it, especially with a wound that might be healing down there and it being really sensitive, absorbent skin, this is a really great option for you, and you get a lot of pads for $6.99. I think this would probably be the one I'd go with. So these are the L brand chlorine-free ones. And then there's Rael. So these ones are also on Amazon. I saw them when I did an Instagram live recently with a client. She had these types of pads and they're organic. So if you want like the high quality, you're looking for organic, fragrance-free, no synthetic anything really, no preservatives or other chemicals in them, just a straight up pad to soothe your vag. This Rael, I don't remember how much it was, but I think it was like $4 or $5 for 8. So you can tell there's a huge price difference between all three. Now, mind you, these are actually pretty comparable in price. But anyway, you go to the pad aisle, get some pads, make sure they're supers. So these are supers, these are overnight. You just want them to have like some depth to them so that they can absorb all the good things. So that's the first thing. Now, the other option is these sponge 4x4s. So this is the nurse in me. At the hospital, we actually use these for baby wipes. So you just get them wet and then you use them like to clean off your baby's bottom after they have a diaper change. So if you want to save some money, you get 200 of these, and I think this was $5 on Amazon. Everything is going to be linked in the description box down below. It'll also be on my Amazon list, but I did do a Target run. So Target, Walmart, lots of your places are going to have these basic items for you. So these 4x4s, I'm also going to show you as another option instead of the pad, and we'll talk about what's better, maybe worse of the two, or just the differences between them. So you need something that you're going to actually like put on your vag after you deliver, and that's gonna absorb the solution that we're gonna put on it to help you heal. So those are the first things that you need, and then you need the solution that we're gonna mix together and then put on them. So for that, you're going to need some sort of container to mix it all in. I have a bowl here. I also have this like pouring pitcher, so if you had a little pitcher that you could pour, but I like to mix it together and then we're gonna pour them onto the pad, but you can also just like squeeze, put a little bit of the other, and then put some oils and then put them away. So there's different options for that, but I like to have something to put the solution in and mix it all together. So I have these two options here for you. And then you need something to put them in afterwards, okay? Because it's gonna kind of be like, you grab your stuff, you put the solution on, and then you put it into some sort of container to put in the freezer, because you're gonna freeze these guys so that they're nice and cold, and then they can, when you put them on, you're like, ooh, oh, that feels so good. And then it kind of helps with calming any inflammation or swelling down there, and then just kind of feels real good. So I have these for the 4x4s, which I actually found this at Target. I think it's actually gonna be the perfect size. Well, we'll see. Once I take off the package, we'll see if it fits. Or just a Ziploc will do. I also have Tupperwares over there, so we'll kind of see how it goes and then kind of go from there. I did bring a spoon just in case you want to like spoon it onto your pad, but we'll see if that actually works. I think I'll probably end up pouring it. So then we'll get into the solution. The first ingredient that you'll need is some sort of witch hazel. So witch hazel is super calming on the skin. You want just a pure witch hazel. This one was $2.99 at Target, so much less expensive than the Thayer's witch hazel, which I'm a huge fan of. They have like different flavors and stuff. I did bring my rose version of this that I use and I make as a toner for my face. But you don't need the super expensive one if you don't want it. I just like it. I would recommend though an original form rather than the ones with the rose, or they have a lavender one. But if you want to do that, then flex and flow, you can do whatever you want. But the Thayer's is gonna be like $10.99 at Target versus this was $2.99. So we're gonna go with the Target brand because I like inexpensive things, and why spend more money than you have to? So that's the first ingredient. And then you're gonna want some aloe. So this aloe I also got at Target, but there's so many pure ones online. There's organic ones. This was the only option they had at Target, so we're gonna go with it. It's aloe vera gel, it's fragrance dye and alcohol free. That's the thing about the aloe vera. You do want it to be alcohol free. There's organic options out there. I will put all of this in the description box down below, and then remember that I do have an Amazon list and everything will be linked there. I'll put it in the pregnancy list for you over there, so you can go over there and find all the things you need, and I'll give you some options on different price points as well. This one's from Target, and what you want is kind of a 2-to-1 ratio, so that's why I got 2 of the witch hazels. So the witch hazel, we're gonna do both of these with an entire bottle of the aloe, which is also soothing for the skin. And then secret sauce is essential oils. I will eventually get to an entire YouTube video about essential oils, but the main oil we're gonna use today is by doTERRA, and it's just a pure lavender oil. Now, something to note about essential oils is there's 3 ways that you can use them, and one of them is topically. So you put it on the skin and it does absorb into the skin. Remember, the skin is your biggest organ in your body. Anything you put on the skin you want to pay attention to. And so pure lavender oil is going to be a super duper concentrated, like you take a whole bush of lavender plant and then you push it through a machine, or you distill it, or I don't know how they actually extract it, but you somehow extract the oil portion, and it takes like pounds and pounds of lavender petals in order to make the oil. So what to keep in mind is that you're not just like going crazy on the essential oils. We're gonna do about 10 drops for this entire mixture. And if you're doing it on the skin, you're doing 1 to 2 drops. Lavender, you don't have to dilute for an adult, but for a child, or if you're putting it on your baby, you definitely need to dilute it. So all of that's gonna be in a future video, so you can go online and find those dilution criteria. I love doTERRA because they are so pure. When you're looking for an essential oil, you want one that is therapeutic grade. You want it to tell you what like the clinical name of the element is, and so this one is Lavandula augustifolia. And then you want it to say certified pure therapeutic grade. So these oils are so good that they're ingestible, and the more pure that they are, the less chance of side effects. It's gonna help to soothe and calm your vag. Essential oils are key. Now, you can find essential oils a lot of other places, but I do recommend investing in a high quality oil. doTERRA has one. I'll link my site down below. Young Living has one. I know there's like a mountain something. Sage has one. So make sure that you're looking into the therapeutic grade type oils, because you don't want to put a bunch of synthetic chemicals on your vagina when you're trying to heal a very sensitive tissue. I did bring a couple of my other essential oils that I think are really helpful. I am going to throw them into this mixture, but really all you need is a lavender. The lavender is good enough. Now, I am going to add a helichrysum, which is a flower, and this is like your powerful, like wham bam oil for wound healing and skin. I'm going to throw like 2 drops of this one in the mixture. That one's really good, but it's also really expensive. So you don't need it, but if you happen to have it, you could doop doop, throw a couple drops in there. And then last but not least is copaiba. And copaiba is one of our like super king oils. It's kind of like a frankincense. Those are two great oils to have around your house, but copaiba is anti-inflammatory, so anti-swelling. It's going to be antibacterial, antifungal. Keep those tissues healthy, uninfected. We're gonna throw a couple drops in there as well just for fun. But really, once again, you really only need the lavender. So that's really all we need. Now, we're gonna actually put them together and assemble the two different options with the 4x4s and the pads. I think I'm gonna use the pitcher just because I am gonna pour it, and it's just a lot easier to pour than to scoop every time. But if you don't have a pitcher, you can use a bucket, you can use a cup, mix it in a bowl, and then pour it in a cup so it's easier to pour. I just think that's faster. So I'm gonna take the witch hazel and I'm just gonna dump the whole thing into this little pitcher guy. Give me a second. Try not to make a mess here. Let's see if it all fits. It may want to like overflow on us. And if it does, that's why I have the bowl. There's our one. We're gonna double up the content. So it's 2-to-1 ratio of the witch hazel to the aloe. And I think we're gonna overflow. That is just not ideal. Okay, so this is gonna get creative. And then I'm just opening up, oh wow, slimy. Just gonna, oh God. I'm just gonna squeeze this whole, ooh. Ah, yuck. I'm gonna squeeze the whole thing in here, but it's gonna overflow. So what to do? So I'm gonna actually mix it in here. I'm gonna use half and half rather than the bowl because I'm scared that the bowl is gonna spill everywhere. I don't wanna make a mess in this kitchen. So let me just pour half and half, maybe. Ooh, look how pretty that is. Look, isn't that cool? I'm gonna just do half and half of the witch hazel, and then I'm just gonna squeeze the rest of this guy in there. Ooh. Excuse me. Do the rest in here. Oh yeah. Oh my. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm sweating. That's pretty good. Okay, so I've officially emptied out the entire bottle of aloe into our two mixtures. Then all I'm gonna do is a few drops of lavender. I'm gonna split them, I'm gonna do 3 and 3 for our mixtures. You don't want too much, guys. Like 10 drops would be too much. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. You could probably do 4 and get away with it, but whatever. I'm gonna do 2 of each of the copaiba and then the helichrysum as well. Copaiba smells weird to me. Yeah, it smells like the earth. Ugh. It's not one for your diffuser, that's for sure. But you can like put a drop under your tongue and it can be like anti-anxiety. It's really good for your immunities. And then 2 of the helichrysum. This one smells a lot better. I think the lavender smells the best. So we definitely want most of that. Not that it's about smell, but we do want your badge smelling nice and yummy. And then I'm gonna take my spoon and I'm just gonna, does fit, just gonna mix it up. I don't actually know this for sure, but my guess would be that the slimy oils are going to bind more to the aloe. I don't actually know that for sure, that's just totally a guess. Perfect. That sounds about right. Now, I think I'm gonna use these guys. These were probably my favorite. I'll make sure and put them on the Amazon list. And the cool part is, you guys, you could actually probably put them back in this container if you wanted, but I'm gonna use the Ziploc just because that's easier. And then I do have Tupperwares over there. If you wanna use a Tupperware, that's totally fine. And then all you would do is grab your pad. Although I'm not gonna lie, these are a little bit thin. They said ultra thin, but super, and we'll see. Maybe these aren't my favorite, I'll tell you in a second. So what you're gonna do is super carefully open up the package, keep the little tabby thing, okay? And then, yeah, this is perfect actually. Maybe these are like for later, like, you know, like a week into it. I'm gonna take off the little sticky thing just so I can open it up. I'm gonna open it up, have it ready there for me. And then you can either spoon it on or pour it on. So I'm just gonna pour, I'm scared, just a little bit of the solution, or a lot on it. And it feels like kind of heavy and saturated. And then I'm gonna close up my tabs, throw this guy back on so it stays sticky. And then I'm gonna close it back up. And then it has a little sticky guy on it. Sticky guy, it's kind of heavy, and then I'm gonna throw it in my Ziploc bag. So then I'm just gonna keep doing that for like the whole batch. Throw them in here, line them up, this goes in the freezer. So I'll do a couple more. The Riel ones might be easier, but they're so much more expensive that, I don't know. Open it up, pull my little sticky guy off, and then pour. Oh Lord. Ooh, very nice. So it's wet, close it up. little stick, and voila. Now, if you're gonna do the 4x4 option, I'm gonna pour the rest of this solution in something else. Oh, that's very globby. So pretty. I'm gonna leave the rest of the solution in here, and then I'm gonna open up my 4x4. I got the woven ones because they're really soft. There are 4x4s that are a lot more like stringy and thready. I don't like those as much. These feel really soft on the skin. And then they fit so perfect. Oh my gosh, it's perfect. Okay, I gotta link this thing for Target because this is like the perfect little 4x4 holder. Is it gonna go in? It's gonna shoot out the side. Oh no. Oh no, why am I pushing so hard? Okay, okay. Oh my. Oh, so globby. Okay. What the world? This is so weird. Ew. Okay, well, that'll work. And then I'm just gonna put some more in. Why is it so globby though? Hey, let me add some more witch hazel because in theory, this is a great idea. The aloe is like really globby. Oh my. So they're saturated though, that's for sure. I probably would suggest that you put in the pads first and then you pour the solution on top of them because I am having some struggles here. You get the idea. When you're ready, you would pull out one of these that are wet and cold and you would just put that into your pad. I think this is an easier option, to be honest. Mind you, it's a little bit messy right now, but in theory, you have your little container that's soaked up all of your solution and then you're ready to go and you don't have to like open up every single pad. You just pull one off, throw it on your vag, and then you're ready to go. And then if it feels kind of saturated or wet or not cold anymore, you can just pull it out. If your pad's not full, you can still use the pad. So this would probably be my preference. Again, I will link the 4x4s into my Amazon list for pregnancy, but then you just throw this into the freezer and have them ready for your little Padscicle popsicle for your vagina. So that is how you make a Padscicle. You have a couple different options. I hope that was super helpful for you guys. Go get all of your fun supplies. Do this as like a pre-baby little, like, I'm getting ready, I'm focusing my brain on something I can do for my recovery. You'll have them ready. Do not bring them to the hospital, okay? The hospital usually is not gonna have a freezer ready for you. They're just gonna like thaw out and just sit there. When you're in the hospital, they do have Tux pads. You can also buy these online, throw them in the freezer. I'll put them on my Amazon list. But the Tux pads are just witch hazel pads. They'll have those there for you. They'll have ice packs for you. These are more for once you get home. You'll be ready to throw them on, soothe everything down there, help it heal a little bit quicker. Thanks everyone for being with me here today. If you have any other questions, comments, concerns, throw them in the comment box down below. Everything's linked in the description box. And then you're also gonna find some links down there to my website, my Instagram. Make sure you follow me over there. I'm doing updates all the time so you know when future videos are coming. And then go heal your vagina, get it nice and soothed with some Padscicles. Don't forget to flex and flow, and I will see you very soon. Bye. Can you hear me? Ah, it makes me want to sing like a bird. I'm gonna be weird no matter what. Okay, we got this. Okay, welcome to my kitchen. It's rather big. Hey everyone, I'm Sarah. Oh, hey everyone. Okay, this makes me so nerdy. Welcome to my kitchen. It's not mine. What do I want to say? For John. Welcome to the world of YouTube. Today, I don't like that one. This is the hardest part to get through. I'm starting to sweat. It's gonna show. How many intros am I gonna do? A lot. The light in my eyeballs. Whoa, I'm seeing a ring. Okay, okay. Think of a, oh my God. Okay. On a cooking channel. It's like a science experiment. Messy. I'm so confused. Throw them in the comment box.